Greetings everyone, this is Force Nature coming at you with an overview of the Talim changes in the recent patch 2.30. Before I go on, I just want to give you a little overview of the rationale basically based around Talim's changes. It says right here that Talim is one of the characters greatly affected by the weakening of vertical attack tracking implemented in version 2.30. We've made changes to the act of shifting to Wind Charmer when canceling the reversal edge, so the action now consumes a small amount of soul gauge. In version 2.30, balance adjustments focus on effectively making use of Talim's unique close-range playstyle that isn't centered around speed. The Wind Bearer mechanic was added for this purpose. By fulfilling certain conditions, Talim imbues herself with the powers of the Wind Spirit Mabilis. I don't even know if I said that right. And some of her moves power up into Wind Bearer techniques. These techniques not only improves the attack, but they also restore health when used. Additionally, the Wind Fury stance is now more important in battle. It can be used to activate Wind Bearer, so we've added the move during Wind Fury B+K, and made adjustments to Talim's soul attack and down A+B or to A+B to make it easier to shift into Wind Fury. The first change to Talim was just merely a text change. Essentially, this pertains to both the Wind Fury Wind Salt. So during Wind Fury 6 and during Wind Fury 4, like these were both added. I mean, you could still do it prior to patch 2.3, but they just simply added the text. I also want to say that look at these little additions they did at the top here. This actually looks pretty tight. This looks clean. I mean, beforehand it was a pain in the ass having to scroll between moves, but now you can basically easily just kind of, relatively easily find what you're looking for. Although I would like it if there was just kind of a straightforward move list, like basically just how Tekken 7 or like how Tekken games do it, where you just go all through. But this is still a nice addition. Just for a visual, the two moves in question would be, Wind Fury 6. So what this does is each one does a different distance. So Wind Fury 6 or forward goes the furthest, and Wind Fury 4, you see you do less distance. So they just simply added that in the move list. Alright, Talim got numerous new moves. I mean, based around this Wind Bearer. I'll just go over the first basically set of new additions. Alright, so it says added a new feature, Wind Bearer, which uses the power of wind to grant an advantage in battle after certain conditions are met. Activation conditions. Spend a certain amount of time in Wind Fury. Parry the opponent's high or middle horizontal attack with Wind Fury. Use either during Wind Fury AG or during Wind Fury B+K AG. Use a movement action during a clash that occurs after a reversal edge hits. Shift to a soul charge state. Land a critical edge. Use A+K. Well, that's just a special trading mode command. Alright, so these are the benefits. A small portion of health will be restored upon activation. Using Wind Bearer techniques will restore a small portion of health. Well, yeah. Deactivation conditions. Wind Bearer is deactivated when you are downed. This does not apply while you are soul charged. Wind Bearer does not carry over to the next battle. This is Wind Fury. See in the top left there, that little piece of meter? You are now in Wind Bearer stance. See the stuff glowing on your wrist? This is your visual indication that you are now in the new Wind Bearer stance. And just so you know, when you're in Wind Fury, you see that green flash, and that means you're recovering health. And now some moves during Wind Bearer. You have 6-6A, you have 6-6B, you have 2-2A. So I mean, basically Talim really harnesses that power of the wind. The Wind Bearer versions are basically just buffed versions of the original moves. I mean, this move right here was a favorite of mine with Talim, and look how much freaking wind that gives off. You can enter into the Wind Bearer stance from Wind Fury, so just enter Wind Fury with B+K, then just do AG, slide like so, and now you're in Wind Bearer. Talim gained a new move, which is 2B, this move, 2BA right here, and it actually got quite a bit of, there's quite a bit of details with regards to it. Let me show you. Added a new command, it's called the Fierce Wittig Strike, so 2BA or down BA. To increase opportunities to shift to Wind Fury, the second attack of while soul charge, 2BAB, can now be performed even without being soul charged. Nice. The second attack will shift you to Wind Fury when the input is held. The time at which remaining The timing at which remaining soul charge time is consumed has been changed from the second attack to the third. Made the following adjustments out of consideration for the move now being available without soul charging. Sped up the startup of the second attack by 2 frames. Change the opponent's behavior when the first hit is guarded, making it possible for the second hit to be guarded in succession. Increase the opening after the second attack by 2 frames. Increase the base damage of the second attack. Change the opponent's behavior when hit by the second attack and increase the length of stun inflicted by 6 frames. Shorten the input window for the third attack by 2 frames. Ooh, this sounds like some pretty juicy buffs. Again, these are the moves in question. 2BA and 2BA hold, which leads into Wind Fury. Talim's soul attack got an addition, so this move right here. There is a change to this move, so if you do, that's the normal 236 A plus B, or A plus B plus K. If you do 236 A plus B plus K 4, so quarter circle forward, A plus B plus K back. Oh, not that move. You now get a close range version of that move. So you get a bit more variation with regards to your soul attack. And now some relatively minor tweaks. Alright, so the move is called After Running Some Distance K. So essentially the generic slide-in kick when you just run at someone from across the screen. Fixed an issue in which critical health versions of attacks would not be performed when remaining health reached exactly 30%. Leaping Wind Furies, so 4 B plus K. This move right here, so the retreating entry into Wind Fury. Fixed an issue in which Wind Fury techniques would be performed later than expected. And here's some changes to Talim's Wind Salt K, so basically this move, 6B plus KK and 6B plus K held, which is the move that ends up doing the kick on the other side, which is usually used in combos. During battle, attack commands input during Wind Salt will not result in ring out behavior. However, the following moves can still result in a ring out to preserve their effect in combos, so basically the 2 moves I just showed you. 2-2A. Reduce the distance between the character and the opponent in order to reduce instances in which the attack would miss partway through a combo. And now a buff to the 8-way run. So when Talim presses back, it says that it fixed the animation data so that it plays more smoothly. 2-2B Just Frame during Wind Fury K. Enlarge the hitbox and adjusted tracking in order to reduce instances in which the attack would miss partway through a combo. And now, numerous moves have received a bunch of behavior adjustments. These moves include While Rising A, 1 A plus B, Wind Charmer K, Wind Charmer B, Delayed B, and 66A, and 66 A plus B. These balance adjustments include enlarge the lower hitbox to make it easier to make contact with the opponent at the intended time. Adjusted tracking of the horizontal attacks to make it easier to hit an enemy during their 8-way run. Adjusted the move so that the character faces toward the opponent after the attack hits or is guarded. This change was made to reduce the possibility that characters would become unaligned. Actually, there's a balance adjustment here for both Talim's movement and 8-way run. It says increased movement speed, so essentially Talim's just faster in general. And now coming back to Talim's soul attack, so her 236 A plus B plus K. So whether it be the normal version or the held version, this move got some buffs. For instance, decrease the opening after 236 A plus B plus K by 6 frames, so that means that's 6 frames less recovery. Sped up the time at which the character shifts to Wind Fury during the 236 A plus B plus K, well, the held down version by 6 frames, so basically again, this move. And decrease the length of stun inflicted by 2 frames when the 4th hit lands. That's not good. And here's a nice little buff for a bunch of numerous moves for Talim. Alright, what it is that it increased the attacks tracking against opponents who miss an attack. These moves include 2B, 236B, 236B hold, so that's the quarter circle forward move, 1A plus B, while crouching A plus B, 4-4, 4-4B, so any variation of this move here, that jump in B move, 6-6 A plus B, so that launcher, 4-4 A plus B, so any variation of that cartwheel move, and Wind Charmer K and Wind Charmer B. All those moves got that attack tracking buff. This move here, A6 or A forward, This move got a few buffs. Let's see. Sped up the attack startup frame by 2 frames, so nice, a speed buff. Increase the length of stun inflicted by 2 frames when the attack is guarded, so a couple extra frames of guard stun. Reduce the distance between the character and the opponent in order to reduce instances in which the attack would miss partway through a combo. There you go. Wind Charmer got a bit of a buff, so basically this special stance right here. Similar properties to that of an 8-way run and other left-right movement were given to the move, making it easier to evade critical edges with vertical attack properties. And now some buffs mixed with nerfs. We're going to be looking at Soul Charged AABB, so that move. Increase the amount moved forward when shifting to Wind Fury by holding the input. Decrease the opening after the attack by 6 frames. Change the opponent's behavior when these attacks lands as a counter hit to match their behavior when it lands as a normal hit. Increased the length of stun inflicted by 2 frames when the attack hits and shifts the character to Wind Fury. Added scaling to the move's combo damage when shifting to Wind Fury. So first one's a buff, second one's a nerf. And so this is both for AABB and the Soul Charge version. So same thing though. So the move has an extra 2 frames of stun when guarded, so you get extra block stun, and then there's scaling added to the move's combo damage, so that's the nerf. This move here, 2A plus B, it's got a bunch of changes. Check this out. Increase the amount moved forward when shifting to Wind Fury by holding the input. Change the opponent's behavior upon guard, increasing the length of stun inflicted by 8 frames. Nice. Increase the length of stun inflicted by 4 frames when the attack lands as a normal hit. Nice. This was done to make it easier to go on the offensive after shifting to Wind Fury, so some nice little buffs there. Increase the length of stun inflicted by 2 frames upon counter hit and reduce the distance between the character and the opponent. After shifting to Wind Fury, you can combo into during Wind Fury B plus K. So during Wind Fury B plus K. So that move right there. Reduce the size of the horizontal hitbox to make it harder to hit the opponent when they're moving to the side. So that's basically the nerf, but it's basically almost all buffs aside from reducing the hitbox. And now for a nerf. This move right here, Talim's reverse critical edge, A plus B plus K. The first and third hits were changed to what's called hit level medium. So if you remember from my overview of this patch, horizontal attacks can only break a guard, so cause a guard burst if it's a strong. But right now, it's unusable as a guard crush, and you'll get this instead.
I dedicate this to the wind.
And to top it off, for the back turn critical edge, there's also a decreased the length of stun inflicted by 4 frames when the third hit is guarded, so there's less guard stun on it too. And now here's the most major nerf to Talim, and the majority of her nerfs pretty much pertain to her reversal edge. Talim straight up has one of the best reversal edges in the game because she can cancel it straight into any of her stances, whether it be Wind Charmer, Wind Salt, Wind Fury. So this is a really good reversal edge. So basically, like any of the versions of it, so whether it just be straight up B plus G or BBB, which also goes into the reversal edge, for any of those, this is what has been done to it. Because this character's reversal edge has high defensive capabilities, low risk, and is difficult to counter, shifting into Wind Salt, Wind Charmer, or Wind Fury will now consume 10% of the soul gauge. It is possible to shift into these stances without having enough soul gauge. This does not apply to 2B's 336699K lethal hit. Thank you for checking out my Talim 2.3 overview. Alright, as you can see right here, that Talim got a lot of changes, so I know this is a lot to take in. Anyways, I'd just like to say that this video is endorsed by Smart Esports and Trollcoin. And as always, if you like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like this video, just hit the like button anyway, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy fighting game content. Alright, I already dropped some really incredible obvious hints in my previous videos that I will be producing a F.O.N guide very soon. So yeah, be sure to be on the lookout for that. I also would like to take this moment to thank my premium top tier fighters for their continued support, which I always do appreciate. If you'd like to become a premium top tier fighter yourself, click on the Patreon link down below. Anyways, this is Force Nature signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time on Top Tier Tips.